just a sort of closing thoughts or things that people might think about. The key thing that people must be invested in is their own innate power to change their circumstances and situation. You have immense power to change your circumstances and situation, but you have to get off your own backside and do it. If you do not manifest your own power, then your power will be manifested by somebody else, usually overtly or covertly against you. If you are blind to your own power, then the vision that you should have had will be a vision that's placed on you that does not arise naturally from your innate capacity to see. If you don't have your own voice, someone else will speak for you, and what they speak and say may not be to benefit you. If you do not hear or you do not listen, then someone else will be saying and listening for you, and you don't have that capacity. You will lose the capacity to listen, to hear. If you do not act, then someone will act for you, and your ability or your capacity to be able to act will be delineated. So if you reduce yourself, you deform yourself, you disfigure yourself, you will end up deformed and disfigured, not because you were born so, but because you have made yourself so. It's a bit like that famous artist whose name I can't remember. He wanted to learn how to play the piano as well with his left hand as he could with his right hand. So stupidly, the man tied his right arm behind his back so he couldn't move his right hand, and he started to play with his left hand. Then after about 2 months, he realized, actually, I haven't used my right arm in years. My left hand is improving somewhat, but it's not there. He undid the bar in place, and his arm hung down by his side, completely lifeless. He couldn't use it to eat, to wash himself, or even to play. This hand had become lifeless, but he was not born so. He had turned himself thus. He was not born with the ability only to use one hand, but he turned himself into that through his disfigurement, through his deformity. So many people of African descent have done that. We have done that to ourselves. We have disfigured and deformed ourselves. And then unfortunately, that disfigurement and that deformity, we then pass on to the next generation. I can't use my right arm, so neither will you. You won't be able to use your right arm either. It's not right, it's not natural for you to use your right arm. Everybody in our family has only one arm. And I want to make sure that you also only use one arm. That's what we do. Obviously not with the arm, but we do it with our hair. We do it with religion. We do it with knowledge. We actively deprive ourselves of knowledge. We actively deprive ourselves of being natural and normal and feeling accustomed to our own color, our own complexion. We naturally deprive ourselves of living a healthy lifestyle. We feed our children to make them feel better, sweets, chocolates and crisps, and give them a taste for it where otherwise they would not have it. We give them for reward McDonald's and KFC instead of fruit. And then when they have a sweet tooth and they have deformed and disfigured their own taste, we say, oh, what can I do? When we've actually contributed to that. So we deform ourselves like that pianist who tied his arm behind his back. We have to not do those type of things in the name of conforming, and not just for the sake of conforming, deform ourselves. To be in the company of oneself sometimes might be a solution if the rest of the company is around us is deformed. We should not make ourselves deformed simply just to fit in.